We're going to talk about home prices. Should you buy a home now or should you wait? Hi my friends, it's Lee Brickey with the Brickey team at Keller Williams Reserve, and we're here for another episode of Real Estate Tips and Tours. Today we're going to take a look at home prices, and we're going to look at the CoreLogic Home Price Index, as well as their InSite report they put out monthly. This goes from April of last year to April of this year. So we'll talk about the appreciation over the last 12 months and what their forecast is for the next 12 months. Also, I'll give you my take on the South Florida market, including Port St. Lucie and Tradition. And you're going to want to keep watching to the very end, because we're going to talk about what markets are expected to keep climbing and the markets that could take a hit from rising interest rates. I will also leave a link below for the CoreLogic research so you can download it yourself and take a look. But before I get started, please don't forget to slap that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our real estate tips and tours. I put up a new video every single week, and on Tuesday we do our real estate market tips for South Florida. So let's get into it. So from April of last year to April of this year, the CoreLogic Index, that's the HPI, says we've seen a 13% increase in home prices across the board in the United States. Now keep in mind, this is for the entire United States, so markets like Florida have seen a much more significant increase in home prices than other states. For example, Port St. Lucie has increased 40% and Palm Beach County has increased by 30% in just 12 months. The Palm Beach Post put this article out just recently. The average home price in Palm Beach County is $466,000, which is an all-time high, which is 58% higher than Port St. Lucie's median home price, which is $295,000. With that being said, keep in mind that homes are being sold every single week for more than appraisal, so this number is changing on a weekly basis. Analysts are saying that one of the reasons for these increases in home prices being so high is potential sellers decided not to sell their home because of the pandemic. And many sellers sold their homes for less than appraised value because they were afraid the market was going to collapse. So this brought prices down dramatically during the pandemic. And when you really think about it, who would have thought that this pandemic would have just blown the market up the way it has? Pretty much all my clients stopped their searches and pulled their listings off the market when the pandemic first began in March. Now the market's moving so fast that we're seeing buyers actually getting priced out of the market. So when you look at these numbers, these are big numbers for home prices to increase this much. So I expect that the market will slow down a tad and start to normalize a little bit by the end of the year. Here's why. If we go back to the CoreLogic HPI month-to-month numbers, we see that home prices have only gone up 2.1% in the last 30 days. These are much more realistic numbers. If you look at their forecast for next year, it's only 2.8%. Now these are also national averages. So in Florida, I believe we're going to see a much higher increase in prices than 2.8%. What that's going to be, no one really knows. But right now we have so many people and so many multinational companies moving to this state that I can't imagine that this market's going to slow down much over the next 12 months. But I do believe that the market should start to stabilize a little bit by the end of the year, because prices here in South Florida are getting so high that many people are starting to get priced out of the market. I'm not saying this is a good thing, but it's just the reality of the market here in South Florida now. But here recently, we're starting to see this happen because we're seeing more homes coming on the market and they're staying on the market a little bit longer. So the more and more inventory that comes on the market, the longer it stays on the market, the more the market will begin to stabilize. Now, if we look at the Case-Shiller Index, you'll see where the prices are actually starting to come down nationwide, and they feel that prices will continue on that track. But if you look, it's above the baseline, so there won't be any negative equity. It just won't be as much equity being built as quick as it is now. So what are the key drivers of this market right now? First of all, millennials are buying homes trying to either get into their first home or they're trying to get into a bigger home because they're starting to have families. And this is a huge group of people right now purchasing homes. And we also have baby boomers who are now downsizing and moving out of congested cities and congested areas, also trying to escape high taxes and politics. So we're seeing a lot of them moving into states like Florida so they can get away from the taxes and into a slower lifestyle. And they're also looking for new construction, which makes Port St. Lucie a very, very desirable spot because prices are very affordable there and there's a lot of new construction, which you can't find in many places. But the report goes on to say here that rising prices are also keeping many baby boomers from actually making that move because it's cheaper for them to stay in the house they're in because the prices to move into a new home are so high. And with baby boomers making up 54% of the entire real estate market in the United States, that keeps pressure on the market if they're not selling. So let's look at the states with the highest increases over the last year. Idaho is up almost 30%, Arizona is up 20%, and South Dakota is up 20%. This is because of so many people leaving California, again, because of high taxes and politics, escaping to these states where they have lower taxes and the political environment is a little easier on them. Where Texas and Florida are getting more people from the Northeast. And many of these people are paying cash because the markets that they're selling their homes in, home prices are so much higher than the markets they're moving to. So when they come to markets like Florida, especially Port St. Lucie, they can outbid anyone bidding on the same house. Because even with prices going up as fast as they are in Florida, Florida is still a bargain. So what markets did the best as far as increases in equity last year? You can see here on the map. San Diego, LA, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Denver, Colorado, Houston, Chicago, Washington, and Miami. Now the markets looking at the biggest declines you can see here on the list. And as you can see, Miami is one of those markets. But I believe that's the one you're gonna wanna watch. And it's because the mayor is courting so many multinational tech companies and NASDAQ companies to come to Miami, or these companies have already moved there. So they're bringing their employees and their employees are gonna need housing. So the verdict is still out on Miami. So what should we see over the next 12 months as far as home prices? I would say pretty much what you've been seeing, especially here in South Florida. As the inventory increases, the buyer demand is not going to decrease. As I said before, you are just gonna have less people bidding on the same house. So if 10 people were bidding on one house and then all of a sudden you have 4 houses, then those 10 people are gonna split up amongst those 4 houses. So you're still gonna be in multiple offer situations. You're still gonna have to probably put in offers more than list price, but you should have more options to choose from. And I believe as we have more options for buyers to purchase homes, then you'll start seeing more and more of these baby boomers putting their house on the market to sell it because they feel like they can go out and find a home that fits their needs when they want to downsize or they want to move to another area. And then hopefully this will continue to create more options for home buyers and the market will begin to normalize more. But in no means will this market get anywhere close to being a buyer's market. So in my opinion, home prices, especially here in Florida, are gonna be higher, maybe much higher in the next 12 months. But I would love to know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the housing market? Where do you see the appreciation going in your market? And where do you see prices going? Leave me a comment below and hit that like button if you found this information helpful. It really helps my channel grow and I really appreciate it. Also, as always, I'll leave a link to my website below. If you'd like to search properties anywhere in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast, hit that link and set up a property alert for yourself. You'll see all the information that real estate agents see, so you'll see the properties as they come on the market and as they go under contract. This is a real benefit for you if you're planning to move to the area, because you'll have a constant stream of homes and you'll see what the market is doing. And again, if this is the first time you've been to my site, please don't forget to slap that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our real estate tips and tours. And you can watch our next video right there. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you next time.